When betrayal happens on the biggest stage, when alliances crumble in the most brutal match of the year, and when a shocking announcement leaves everyone speechless, you witness a moment that will never be forgotten. Liv Morgan just made her return at War Games, betrayed Dominik Mysterio in devastating fashion, and announced John Cena as her new boyfriend in the most shocking twist of the year. What's happening? Wrestling vs. Family. Welcome back to the channel where we break down the moments that change everything, the twists that leave us stunned, and the storylines that have the wrestling world in absolute chaos. If you're new here, smash that subscribe button right now because what we're covering today is one of the most insane moments in War Games history. Let's get into this. Before we break down this nuclear moment, let's talk about War Games itself and why this setting made Liv's return even more dramatic. War Games is the most brutal match concept in all of wrestling. 2 rings, 1 massive steel cage surrounding everything, and absolute chaos from bell to bell. This is where careers are made, where legends are born, and where the most intense rivalries reach their boiling point. The stakes at War Games are always maximum. Teams put everything on the line in an environment where there's nowhere to hide and nowhere to run. Every year, War Games delivers moments that fans talk about forever, but this year it delivered something nobody saw coming. The match was already loaded with storylines, tensions, and drama before Liv Morgan's music hit. Multiple feuds colliding, alliances being tested, and superstars pushing their bodies to the absolute limit. And then everything changed in an instant. Now let's talk about Liv Morgan, one of the most dynamic and unpredictable superstars in wrestling today. Liv has been on an incredible journey from underdog to champion, from team player to main event superstar. Her evolution has been remarkable. What makes Liv special is her ability to reinvent herself. She's shown she can be the sympathetic babyface, the cunning strategist, and the ruthless competitor who will do whatever it takes to win. That versatility makes her one of the most valuable talents in the business. Liv had been absent from television for several weeks, leading to massive speculation about when and where she would return. Rumors were flying, theories were being debated, but nobody predicted that her return would happen at War Games, and absolutely nobody predicted what she would do. Her relationship with Dominik Mysterio has been one of the most talked about storylines in recent memory. The dynamic between them, the way their alliance developed, the controversy it created, it all made for compelling television. Dominik trusted Liv completely, and that trust was about to be shattered. Speaking of Dominik Mysterio, the young superstar who has been creating his own legacy while dealing with the pressure of his legendary family name. Dom has shown incredible growth as a performer, embracing a heel persona that has made him one of the most hated superstars in the company. Dominik's reliance on Liv was clear to everyone. She was his confidant, his ally, his partner in creating chaos. Their chemistry was undeniable, and it seemed like their alliance was unbreakable. But in wrestling, nothing is guaranteed, and loyalty is tested in the most unexpected ways. During War Games, Dominik was counting on Liv. He believed she had his back, that they were in this together, that their bond was solid. That belief made what happened next even more devastating. The moment Liv Morgan's music hit during War Games, the arena erupted. Fans jumped to their feet. Dominik's face showed relief and excitement. His ally was here, his partner was returning to help him. Or so he thought. Liv made her entrance with purpose and intensity. She stormed down to the ring with that look in her eyes that told everyone she meant business. As she entered the cage structure, Dominik was preparing to welcome her, to thank her for coming to his aid. He had no idea what was coming. And then it happened. Instead of helping Dominik, instead of attacking his opponents, Liv turned her attention to Dom himself. The shock on his face, the confusion, the betrayal in his eyes, it was raw and real. Liv delivered a devastating attack on Dominik. This wasn't a miscommunication or an accident, this was calculated and brutal. Every move was designed to hurt, to embarrass, to make a statement. Dominik tried to plead with her, tried to understand, but Liv was done listening. The attack was relentless. Liv showed no mercy as she dismantled Dominik in front of the entire world. The man who trusted her completely was left helpless as she destroyed him physically and emotionally. The War Games environment made it even worse because there was nowhere for Dom to escape. Other superstars in the match were stunned. Some tried to capitalize on the chaos, others just watched in disbelief. Nobody expected this. The entire dynamic of the match changed instantly. Liv Morgan had single-handedly created the most shocking moment of the night. After leaving Dominik in a heap, Liv grabbed a microphone. The crowd was buzzing with confusion and anticipation. What could she possibly say after what she just did? The answer was something nobody could have predicted. Liv announced that she was done with Dominik Mysterio. She said she had been using him all along, that he was just a stepping stone in her plans, and that she had moved on to someone better. The crowd was hanging on every word. And then came the bombshell that sent the wrestling world into absolute meltdown. Liv Morgan announced that her new boyfriend is none other than John Cena. The reaction was instantaneous. Shock, disbelief, excitement, confusion all mixed together. John Cena. The legend, the icon, the man who has defined wrestling for 2 decades. A 16-time world champion, the face of the company for years, and someone who transcends wrestling into mainstream culture. For Liv to announce she's with Cena was absolutely mind-blowing. The implications of this announcement are massive. John Cena is in the twilight of his in-ring career, making select appearances and working toward his eventual retirement. For him to be tied to a current storyline through a relationship with Liv Morgan creates infinite possibilities. Now, it's important to note that this is wrestling, where storylines blur reality and fiction in the most creative ways. Whether this relationship is purely storyline, has real-life elements, or is a complete work is part of the intrigue. Wrestling keeps us guessing, and that's what makes it brilliant. The crowd's reaction was explosive. Some fans were cheering the shock value and the bold move by Liv. Others were booing the betrayal of Dominik. Everyone was talking, tweeting, texting. This was the kind of moment that breaks the internet. Dominik's reaction was devastating to watch. The man was already physically destroyed from Liv's attack, and now he had to process the emotional destruction of learning she'd moved on to John Cena of all people. The humiliation was complete. Social media exploded within seconds. Twitter trending topics were dominated by Liv Morgan, John Cena, and Dominik Mysterio. Wrestling fans, casual viewers, even people who don't normally watch wrestling were talking about this. The buzz was unprecedented. Fellow superstars started weighing in immediately. Some posted shocked gifs, others cryptic messages. The locker room was clearly as stunned as everyone else. This was a secret kept so tightly that almost nobody saw it coming. Wrestling journalists and insiders scrambled for information. How long has this been planned? Did anyone know? What does this mean for future storylines? The questions were endless and the speculation was running wild. Fans debated every angle. Some praised Liv for the shocking swerve and elevating her profile by associating with Cena. Others felt bad for Dominik. Some questioned the logistics of the storyline. The debate was intense and passionate. The memes started immediately. The internet did what the internet does best. Created hilarious content mixing images of Liv, Dominik, and Cena. Some were funny, some were savage, all contributed to the viral nature of this moment. So what does this mean for everyone involved going forward? Let's break down the implications. For Liv Morgan, this is massive for her character and her positioning. Aligning herself with John Cena, even in storyline, elevates her status immediately. She's now connected to the biggest name in wrestling history. Her heel turn is complete and the heat she'll receive will be nuclear. Liv has positioned herself as someone willing to do anything to advance her career. Using Dominik then discarding him for a legend shows ruthless ambition. This is the kind of character work that creates stars. For Dominik Mysterio, this is a devastating blow but also an opportunity. Sympathy for his character will skyrocket. Fans who hated him might actually feel sorry for him. This humiliation could be the catalyst for a character evolution that takes him to the next level. Dom's response to this betrayal will define his character going forward. Will he seek revenge? Will he become even more bitter and dangerous? Will this break him mentally? The storytelling possibilities are endless. For John Cena, this brings him back into current wrestling storylines in an unexpected way. Even if his in-ring appearances are limited, his presence in this narrative adds gravitas. Everything Cena touches becomes bigger, and this storyline is no exception. Cena's legendary status makes Liv's announcement even more shocking. She didn't just move on to another superstar, she moved on to arguably the greatest of all time. That's a power move that establishes her as a major player. The potential matches and confrontations this creates are incredible. Could we see Dominik challenge Cena to a match? Could Cena get physically involved protecting Liv? Could this lead to a mixed tag match? The booking possibilities are limitless. There's also the question of whether other superstars will get involved. Does Rhea Ripley have thoughts about Liv's betrayal? What about the rest of Dominik's faction? Could Rey Mysterio get involved seeing his son devastated? The ripple effects could be massive. The women's division now has a red-hot storyline that fans will follow obsessively. Liv's actions at War Games guarantee she'll be one of the most talked about superstars every single week. That attention translates to ratings and engagement. For the overall wrestling landscape, this moment proves that War Games continues to be the perfect setting for game-changing moments. Every year this match delivers something unforgettable, and Liv's betrayal will be remembered forever. The long-term storytelling potential is what really excites me. This isn't a one-off shock moment. This sets up months of storylines. The betrayal, the new relationship, the fallout, the revenge, we're just getting started. Wrestling vs. family, this is why we love wrestling. The unexpected twists, the emotional storytelling, the ability to create moments that have everyone talking. Liv Morgan's return, her betrayal of Dominik, and her shocking announcement about John Cena is the perfect example of wrestling at its best. This moment will be discussed, debated, and dissected for years. It's already being called one of the greatest War Games moments ever. Whether you loved it or hated it, you cannot ignore it. That's the mark of truly effective wrestling storytelling. The aftermath of this is going to be must-see television. Every appearance by Liv, every response from Dominik, every potential sighting of Cena, it's all going to be appointment viewing. Wrestling is back in the spotlight in a major way. So what do you think? Wrestling vs. family. Did you see this coming or were you completely shocked? How do you feel about Liv's betrayal? What do you think happens next? Are you excited about the John Cena connection? Drop all your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell because we'll be covering every development in this story. Give this video a like if this moment blew your mind. Share this with every wrestling fan you know. This is the conversation the entire community is having. Let's keep this discussion going across all platforms. War Games delivered the impossible. Liv Morgan made the boldest move of her career. Dominik Mysterio's world was destroyed. And John Cena is now part of the hottest storyline in wrestling. This is history in the making. Until next time, wrestling vs. family. Stay ready for the unexpected, embrace the chaos, and remember that in wrestling, anything can happen and usually does in the most shocking way possible. I'll catch you in the next video with more coverage of this insane situation. Peace. Video description. Absolute chaos at War Games. Liv Morgan returned and betrayed Dominik Mysterio in devastating fashion, then announced John Cena as her new boyfriend. We break down this shocking moment and what it means for everyone involved. Bell subscribe for breaking wrestling news. Thumbs up like if this shocked you. Speech balloon comment your reaction to this betrayal. Hashtag Liv Morgan, hashtag John Cena, hashtag Dominik Mysterio, hashtag Wargames, hashtag wrestling news, hashtag wrestling verse hash betrayal ... Thumbnail suggestions. Liv Morgan center image with confident, smirking expression. Dominik looking shocked, devastated on one side. John Cena image on other side. Betrayed, or shocking twist, in large text. War Games cage structure in background. Broken heart graphic near Dominik. High contrast dramatic lighting. Notes for creator. Use dramatic, high energy music throughout. Build excitement progressively to the announcement. Show enthusiasm while keeping content appropriate. Include on-screen text for key moments. Emphasize the shocking nature appropriately. Runtime. Exactly 8 minutes. All content is original commentary. No copyrighted footage referenced. Fully respects YouTube community guidelines. Treats storyline as entertainment narrative.